Welcome to PricePlow. What's going on, everyone? This is Mike Roberto, founder of PricePlow, and today's the big day, May 18th, 2021. The brand that's been announcing, teasing a lot of new stuff, Unbound. I got this in the mail about last week, and we're going to read this. Yes, I'm wearing two microphones. We're here on Instagram and on YouTube. What's up, everyone? Subscribe to the channel of your choice. Mike Roberto, are you ready to be unbound from constrained? To unload the BS, to unbend your knees, to unlock what's rightfully yours? Then keep this wrench, it's the key. You'll hear from us soon. And yes, I censored the BS word. And then this arrives today in the mail. And as you can see, we got ourselves a nice little oil drum. Now, there's been a lot of people involved in this new brand launch, but what we do finally realize, and I've been way in the dark on this, what we realized is that this is a new brand that's manufactured at NutraBio and run by many at the team at NutraBio. And so I'm going to take this wrench and open it, and it's a little bit in the afternoon. I'm feeling some energy, so we're going to dig right into the pre-workout, and then we're going to quickly go into some of these formulas. Now, subscribe to PricePlow, PricePlow.com/unbound. You can check out, sign up on social media, because we're going to get into way heavy scientific analyses on these supplements, and that's going to it's going to take some time to release. But for now, this is a new supplement brand, and you can tell they're going for that like industrial, more, I don't like to use the hardcore word. It gets overused and probably hurts us in the YouTube algorithm. But it is that industrial edge type supplement line, and these are going to be some way loaded formulas, which isn't surprising coming out of the NutraBio manufacturing facility. I'm still working on this. There we go, on this oil drum. This is like the coolest product launch ever. And so apparently a lot of stores, a lot of retailers are getting these, and this is not going to be for sale online until the retailers get a hold of it. So NutraBio has always done cool things to keep the retailers in the loop. And this is so cool. What a great launch. And then let's see, Mike Roberto, congratulations. You're part of an elite group, the Unequaled, a set of brick and mortars and key influencers we know can answer the call. Post that up there if anyone wants to take a pause it or whatever. Let's get on with the video. It's time to meet the call. Our industry deserves better, and together we'll set a new standard. Okay, I'm liking the verbiage that's going on here. It's obviously going to be an aggressive brand here, and there's multiple layers in this drum. And now we're going to get into some of these supplements. We're going to quickly talk about these. And so unbent, unlock, and unload. So unbent, let's see. What I'm looking for is a stimulant-based pre-workout. Unlock, that is the fat burner. That's got a lot of NMB nutrition stuff we always talk about. L-Beta, MitoBurn. We have some grains of paradise, Rodeo Prime, Rhodiola, which is going to feel really good. I'm into big fat burning powders. Maybe I should have some right now, but I got to go with one scoop of the pre-workout. So that's going to be the first one. We'll talk a little bit about these formulas. These things are jammed in here real nice. Unbent. Tangelo is the flavor. I'm seeing some really interesting flavor names here. And so this is actually, Unbent is the stimulant-free pre-workout supplement. We'll get back to that in a second. And then Unload. This is the one that we're going to dig right into. What flavor did I get? Grape lychee. Lychee's like one of those Asian kind of fruits. NutraBio has a real cool dragon fruit flavor system. And so this is going to be a 2-scoop pre-workout, but at 2 scoops, it's going to be like 450 milligrams of caffeine. I'm going to go 1 scoop here. And we're going to see what grape lychee is all about. And then we'll talk a little bit about the formulas. I'm just digging right in. The initial unloading of Unload. Really well sealed. Oh, it smells like it smells like a really good grape flavor system. And at NutraBio, as you know, they always manufacture stuff fully open labels, and that's how it's going to be here as well. We'll get into a little bit of each of these. I'm not seeing any colors here. That's what I was kind of interested about. So that's kind of cool. We're going to do 1 scoop here. 1 scoop's going to be 225 milligrams of caffeine. This stuff is no joke. Now I remember why I don't like using the lav mics. Let's cover that up. Oh, whoa, you ain't never had something that tastes like that. So I've been to China a few times. They kind of have a different table of fruits and vegetables. And this has that. It is really, really unique. I get more lychee than grape. This, if you want something different, this is it. I don't even know how to describe this. It's like what some people want dragon fruit to be. It's way different. No problem getting this down. And we're just going to be editing out all those little swallows. Now, I'm loving this. Loving this brand so far. Loving this branding. Loving this flavor. This is really unique. It's like an exotic fruit. Man, so you got a really industrial brand here. But a really exotic flavor system in lychee. Wow. All right, if that's going to be where we're going with this, then basically everything is going to be way different. Let me finish opening this up, and then we're going to quickly, briefly go through some of these supplements. Right off the bat, retailers watching this, there's at least going to be, I'm going to say a few things you're probably going to want here. And I think it's the pre-workout like system that I've kind of like, what I've kind of pieced together about this is a really unique thing. So we have Build, a muscle builder, BYLD, Slin, a glucose disposal agent. This is like insane how loaded this is. Like just alone, 200 milligrams of glucovantage dihydroberberine, and that's in 6 capsules. I don't think many people are going to need to really take 6 capsules unless you're taking like 150 grams of carbohydrates. Just that the glucovantage alone, and that's like the 5th ingredient on the list. And then sauce is the natural testosterone booster, which has a lot of the research-backed stuff that we're used to. So what else do we have in here? Oh, you know what? We do have, whoa, look at this, an ice shaker from the Gronkowski brothers. And this is sweet, dude. This branding, this is like hat, shirt, all that cool stuff. Awesome. Let's talk about formulas real quickly. Like I said, we're gonna get into the details a little bit later, but overall, so we have Beyond Pump Unbent, and I'm gonna quickly turn around for y'all to see here. And so what they're doing here is that they're going with a high, heavy nitrate-based system, 3 grams worth of nitrates. It's going to be literally impossible not to get a pump from that right off the bat. This in 1 scoop. And this is like the max nitrate dose I think that anyone wants to touch, really. And just so you know, like, this is not to be mixed with any type of pharmaceutical PDE5 inhibitors such as Cialis or anything. It's that strong. You don't want your blood pressure dropping from that stuff mixing. Just so you know, this is intense. What we have is 4 grams of citrulline, which is above the clinical dose. Not the biggest dose you've ever seen, but combined with 3 grams of nitrates, half of it from arginine nitrate, which is probably my favorite nitrate-based ingredient, and then a half of it being betaine nitrate. You're going to get a whole bunch of betaine on top of that, 1540 milligrams. Here's what I'm guessing has happened. We've seen this a couple times before. Betaine is a muscle builder, power builder, osmotic agent. It gives you the water-based cellular pumps, but it also works in a similar way as creatine. And it's going. I'm getting too deep into this already. I can tell what I'm going to do. We're going to have to cut some of these things short. Overall, they are mixing together 2 ingredients to get you a full clinical 2.5 gram dose of betaine, which has been shown to not only increase power, it's been shown to increase size. Huge on that. Then we have Hydroprime NMB Nutrition glycerol powder here, and Vasodrive AP, which comes actually from casein protein, and it helps downregulate some of the stuff that takes away your nitric oxide and your arginine and all that. And then we have grapeseed extract, wow, estrogen to amplify, Himalayan pink salt, and then taurine. So you have water pumps, nitric oxide pumps, nitrates, bringing more nitric oxide pumps, and then stuff to bring down the bringer downers, all amplified. Unbent, this looks like a very, very serious stim-free pre-workout. And then the question is, how do you mix it with a regular pre-workout? And this is where a lot of brands are going here, is with the product I just took. No, this is Unlock. Where's the one I just took? The lychee-based Unload pre-workout. You're not going to see a ton of pumps in here, but you are going to actually see a focus. I love this. I absolutely fantastic. I just love this idea. New Level is actually a gaming supplement that's similar to nitrosogene, but with a little extra inositol, and it gives a little bit of focus. The way it gives focus, though, is through the nitric oxide pathway, bringing more blood flow to the brain. So even if you just took this alone, that's the only, like, quote unquote, it's not a pump ingredient because it's not marketed as a pump ingredient, but New Level should work like a pump ingredient. That's where you're going to get most of the pumps. But overall, this is a mood enhancer. This is where a huge this is in 2 scoops. 3 grams of tyrosine. You got the New Level, the gaming ingredient that should give you the pumps, and then a big dose, clinical dose of alpha GPC. Dynamite, which is going to bring focus, and it's going to synergize with caffeine, long-term potentiation. Caffeine, 350 milligrams, but that's not it, because going down on the label a little bit lower, we have a little bit of XR time release caffeine, and that's going to give you an extra 100 milligram hit of caffeine. So 225 milligrams of caffeine in each scoop, which is what I just took. Then we have the Rodeo Prime. This is a huge dose. This is more than I usually take every day. 300 milligrams of Rodeo Prime, 6% salicylate extract from NutraBio Nutrition. If you've seen me on YouTube, if you've seen me ever on any of these channels, this is one of my favorite ingredients. I love it. I love it totally. And then we have an extra Alpinia glandular extract, 10-to-1 standardization, and that's going to also synergize with caffeine and bring, I think it's like a euphoric little burst. So what we have is a good mood pre-workout. However, we are going to get the intensity from the bottom where we have the two forms of yohimbine. We have alpha yohimbine and ribosine, and we have regular yohimbine, 2 milligrams of each. So I just took 1 milligram of each. 2 milligrams is getting towards my upper limit of the alpha yo. So I'll just be honest with there. But then we have, to bring some of this stuff down a little bit, you have the delayed release caffeine. So 100 milligrams out of the 450 milligrams is going to be delayed release. That's really cool. But to bring some of this stuff down, I don't see any L-theanine here, but I do see mucuna pruriens. And that's a high L-dopa standardization. So we're going to get about 150 milligrams of L-dopa there. And that should give a little bit more dopamine. Like everything I'm seeing here is like energy, long-term potentiation, mood, dopamine, serotonin, and then intensity. Like this is a really, really, really interesting pre-workout, and 3 grams of L-tyrosine in 2 scoops. That's my upper limit on that one too. I'm really going to be like at 1 to 1.5 scoops of this. So that is Unload. And that is quite an intense pre-workout. I love the fact though, if we stack Unload with Unbent, you're going to get the new level based quote unquote pumps, not marketed like that, but let's be real, there's arginine in there, and then you're going to get a ton of nitrate, and then you're going to get a ton of citrulline. And this stack right here is where it's going to be. That's what I've heard. And and I didn't know much about this coming in. Now unlock the fat burner, and we're going to go deeper into detail. This could also be stacked with Unbent as well, if you're looking for a little bit of weight loss, because it has one of our favorite ingredients, MitoBurn from NutraBio Nutrition. I love L-Beta, kind of activates that exercise program in your system. You're going to get some sweat though. GBB, if you do 2 scoops, 50 milligrams of gamma-butyrobetane ethyl ester and gamma-butyrobetane ethyl ester, it's going to make you sweat. And you're going to be amplified with a little bit of grains of paradise extract as well. And this has Rodeo Prime as well. So no matter what in the pre-workout stack, if you take Unlock or if you take I'm going to get these Unload, the pre-workout, or Unlock, the fat burning supplement, you're going to get a big dose of Rodeo Prime, rhodiola. It's going to be tough to not feel good. Oh, and then you got InnoSlim in here as well. InnoSlim mixed with L-Beta. This is going to be a serious fat burner. And then caffeine dose, a little bit more reasonable here. 200 milligrams of caffeine anhydrous, and then XR 139 milligrams, yielding 100 milligrams of delayed release caffeine. And so that's delayed release, not timed release, but delayed release. So it should stagger and then boom, hit you a little bit later. Cocobutyrol, something I've been a huge fan of ever since the way back in the 2010, 2011 USB Labs Compound 20 era. And then Lemonaria japonica, fucoxanthin. Okay, awesome. So we've seen that in a lot of fat burners as well. And then the bigger hitter in the L-carnitine up top is 2 grams of L-carnitine for 2 scoops. This is going to be a very, very impressive fat burner. I'm going to be honest. I love MitoBurn. This Unload pre-workout, the profile on this fits me a little bit better. I've been kind of looking for that good mood, euphoric pre-workout, and I'm pretty sure that is what it's going to be. And then you can kind of stack it with your stim-free depending on what type of exercise you're doing. I don't want to have 3 grams of nitrate pumps if I'm swimming, but I do want to have those nitrate pumps on shoulder, arm day, whatever, even deadlifts, I like them. Now Slin, glucose disposal agent. Long story short, this is a 6 capsule dose. Are they saying to take 6 capsules all at once? 6 capsules prior to a high carbohydrate meal. I'd take 3 or 4. Jesus. Okay, we got Chromax, chromium picolinate. Awesome. I've already mentioned Glucovantage, which pairs very well with psilocybin, and that's going to help mimic insulin. Glucovantage, the dihydroberberine, is going to upregulate AMPK and get all sorts. It's basically going to drive the carbs and the sugars into the muscle cells and not the fat cells, but you want to be working out. This is where you want to be insulin sensitive and you want to be training, resistance training. And we're going to have some research to do here because off the top of my head, I am not going to be able to tell you why there is such a huge 1.5 gram dose of mamorticin, and that's Mamortica charantia. So subscribe to the channel here because this is from Bitter Melon. We've written about it before, but we're going really specifically for 0.5% charantin, HPLC. So NutraBio is testing all this stuff, as always, at their manufacturing facility. But with Unbound, there's a couple new ingredients here that we're gonna have to go, understand a little bit more. But then you have a little bit of agnatine sulfate as well, which is awesome for the pump agent as well. So we see these in GDAs, like athlete-based glucose disposal agents. We see a lot of agnatine. I'm excited about this. And then I'm gonna laugh every time. I love it. This drum is like my perfect little armrest right here. I'm just like hanging out on this thing. I love this. This is so much fun. Sauce. I'm gonna laugh every time I see this bottle. I don't know who's behind the name for this, but I'm gonna shake his or her hand. So right off the bat, vitamin D and zinc up top. So you have some clinical doses of that. Just stuff you don't want to be deficient in, especially the whole immunity hysteria going on. And then spilanthes. We haven't read about spilanthes for a while, and it's not used enough, but the literature we've seen, especially in the animals, I'm not sure if there's a ton of human research here. I just remember in that article, the animals, the rodents, when you give them a little bit of spilanthes, they increase their mounting frequency. That's the one thing I remember from that article. So we're kind of winging it here. KSM66 ashwagandha lowers cortisol levels. Even in healthy young males, we're going to see a 15% increase in testosterone levels. So that's the thing. Like a lot of the times these studies are done on like infertile males or old people or people like only had like one testicle or something like that. We have research here showing testosterone boost for actually young, healthy individuals here. And then my favorite ingredient, which is way high dosed here, Shilajit. Primavera Shilajit. Usually see it like 100, 200 milligrams, maybe 250, 500 milligrams of this. How many capsules are we talking? 4 capsules. You probably split it up twice a day if you do AM, PM kind of supplement stacks. That's what I do. Then we get some fenugreek, which is going to prevent some of that testosterone from converting away to DHT, making you lose your hair and all that stuff. I'm getting up there in age. I'm slowly losing it. It's happening, but hey, maybe the fenugreek in here will help a little bit. LJ100, we've seen some strength boost from here as well as this is long jack. So you get your long jack back with your LJ100, Urocomia longifolia extract. And we have a nice article about that. We're going to be pulling all this stuff together for some better, more intense, in-depth videos overall. And then DIM keeps the healthy estrogens in check and the bad estrogens in check as well. Boron, another thing on top of the zinc and vitamin D. I think more multivitamins even need better boron. We just deficiency of boron is bad for your free testosterone levels, and that's where we want to have extra free tests so that the test can bind to stuff as needed, and then a little bioperin, black pepper extract to keep things amplified. Really cool thing. And then the muscle builder. So obviously these are capsules. They're not going to have creatine. So creatine and betaine, you're going to see I don't see creatine anywhere in this line, which is interesting. NutraBio has plenty of that stuff. You can get creatine in a lot of places. But so creatine and betaine are obviously important for the muscle builders. But what can you do on top of that? And there's a few ingredients here that I'm pretty excited about. First off, phosphatidic acid mediator, not cheap. Let's be honest. This is going to be a more expensive product. I almost guarantee it. But this is going to help upregulate mTOR. And we just don't see a ton of these supplements that have mediator, even though there's good science behind it, good theoretical, good research behind it. It's expensive. That is what it's going to be. Then we have epicatechin, which is a myostatin inhibitor, nitric oxide booster. It's going to, by inhibiting myostatin, it's going to help you build a little bit muscle a little bit easier. And then we have laxosterone, which is a laxogenin, where there's not a lot of human research on this. 150 milligrams, the epicatechin is 300 milligrams. It's a great dose. The laxosterone is going to be really for a strength boost. And that's where I get a little bit excited about just like, it gets oversold sometimes, but like 1 or 2 extra reps in your when you're nearing your max is where I'm going to go with the laxogenin. And then estrogen amplifies it at 50 milligrams. And then look at this though. I haven't seen this in a muscle building supplement yet. Epigenin. And this is What it is a CD38 inhibitor, and we're going to talk about this in more detail. It basically is going to stop your body from breaking down NAD+, which you use for all sorts of cellular energy type mechanisms, creating ATP and everything. And so we have talked about NMN supplements, which I think are the best, like NAD boosters. But on the other end, I think it'll stack so much better with apigenin, which will keep the CD38 from breaking down the NAD that we make, more cellular energy, and then that's going to hopefully equate into more mTOR stimulation, more muscle building potential, more energy in the gym, and all that stuff. And then there's just going to be a whole slew of effects that happen downstream from there. And so that's the other end of like the cellular energy equation. And I have one other thing to say about that, but that's it for now. So overall, this is a really exciting product line launch. I think that this is just brilliant. I mean, look at this. My armrest the whole time. Unbound. Couldn't be any more excited for the team. So it is a different brand. It will be PricePlow.com/Unbound, but it is made by Mark Glazier and his team at NutraBio. It is manufactured at NutraBio. All is same type of things. You have a very edgy thing. A lot of these ingredients, we're going to be honest, are going to have a little bit less of the human clinical dose, research. I don't see a single thing with creatine here, and that's the most well-researched ingredient. NutraBio/Unbound is going for the more edgy stuff that people have been wanting. Obviously, if you want to get like only stuff that's been studied with 1,000 different human studies, you're going to want to go get NutraBio Pre. Is still a fantastic, one of my favorite pre-workouts. When I don't know what to take, I just take that really quickly. You get your betaine, you get your ketone. This is going to be different types of stuff. And overall, if I was like a retailer, I think here's where I'm going to go. Unbent, unload, for sure. Build will probably work pretty well for a lot of people. Slin for the advanced users. This is an aggressive glucose disposal agent. If you know you got some people coming in like asking like, how can I slam more carbs? That's where you want to go. Sauce as the test booster. Now, this is similar to a lot of test boosters. What I like is the Spilanthes is here. If you have room, you might need to kick something else out. There's very similar formulas. This is about where we are with the clinical doses, but this adds Spilanthes. I'm feeling this stuff kicking in my legs. And here's what I've also noticed. So there's no creatine, there's also no beta-alanine. And that's kind of why I'm excited for the pre-workout. Where am I? I got to get these names down. Unload. This is just a mood-based pre-workout that's not going to drive you crazy with any beta-alanine tingles. You could always add your own. And I think this is exactly where people are going. I saw one comment. I was trying not to like let the surprise out for me. On Instagram, I saw one comment where someone said, man, I haven't been this excited for a pre-workout in a long time. And I see why I was saying that. It's a euphoric pre-workout. And I'm very happy I took that scoop. I was feeling a little bit flat before this video, to be honest. I'm not anymore. So overall, Unbound, PricePlow.com/Unbound. I'm going to cut this video short because you can subscribe to the channel. This is a great product launch. I really think that the retailers should jump on this soon. Support your local retail stores, man. Like, dude, these mofos have put us through the ringer, and a lot of it for terrible reasons. And we need to support the local businesses. We need to support the retailers who have been fighting for us, who are building the communities and keeping everyone as healthy as possible, trying to keep everyone together. Like this, the community needs this. So yeah, go and support your local retailers. If you see it on PricePlow.com/Unbound, that's cool. Go support your local store because they're the ones who are going to get it first, and they deserve it first. That's it. I almost went on a terrible rant there. I don't want to get kicked off YouTube. You know what I all think out there. Hopefully everyone's doing well there. And so congratulations to Mark Glazier and the team over at Unbound and at NutraBio. Thanks for sending this. And obviously these products were sent for free. Obviously we do have a business relationship with NutraBio. I'm not sure what our relationship is with Unbound, but I can tell you that I want to have a relationship because these products look fantastic. Thanks again, everyone. Take care and stay healthy out there.
Welcome to PricePlow.